Hi and welcome to Worldwide Culinary Apprentice online cooking school. My name is Chef Roger and I'm about to show you how we make a delicious recipe. Blue Cheese Gouge, that's the great recipe we're about to make right now. Usually a Gougères, it's a patachoux in which you mix some Gruyere cheese or Emmental or Swiss cheese. You season it with a bit salt, pepper and nutmeg. Well, here we're going to do a little variation of that. I'm going to substitute those cheese with some blue cheese or Roquefort, or a good blue cheese you want for that. And actually not going to use any butter in that recipe. Traditionally in a patachoux you have some butter, which is the fat. Here I'm going to replace the butter with my blue cheese. So it's different than some other recipe you haven't seen, which the blue cheese is added after into the patachoux. Those ones going to be much more lighter, and those are greasy because I kind of substitute that butter with the blue cheese. So how do we do that? It's very easy. I'm going to take my water here, put it in my pan, a little salt, do that. I'm going to turn that on and we want that to come to a boil. Then when it comes to a boil, I'm going to add to my water my flour and we're going to work that in. But before that, I need actually to add my blue cheese to the water. Okay? Then we'll add the flour. The flour, to incorporate it, you can use a whisk or you can use a spatula. It's up to you. Some chefs prefer one or the other. For me, it works the same, basically, so no problem. That patachoux is a little different. It's going to be harder to incorporate eggs into it. So I'm going to help myself with a RoboCook. Because when you usually make it with a butter, it's much easier to incorporate the egg. But here it's going to seize a lot. And I will need the help of that RoboCook to make a nice smooth dough. So we're going to use that. Keep in mind that when the water and the cheese come to a boil, we need to shut it down right away. You don't want that water to start evaporating because then the ratio are off. So bring it to a simmer and stop. Then you add a little flour, you put it back on, you stir it, and we're going to do what we call dessécher. We're going to dry out that dough a little bit to remove the excess of water. You see that the blue cheese is just going to melt very nicely into that. Then I'm going to do also a little cream with more blue cheese that I will pipe into the Gougères after they've been baked. My oven right now is preheating at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and I will dress my Gougères using that pastry bag and a small pastry tip here. This is a number 804. When you put the pastry tip, make sure that none of the pastry bag is touching the tip of the pastry tip. It's very important that it's back onto the pastry tip. If not, when you try to pipe, it doesn't work out very well. Then we're going to close the bag. You twist it like that and push that inside. That prevents the mixture from dripping down as you fill up your bag. So that came to a boil here. I'm going to add the flour right now into that. And after I add the flour, I'm going to put it back on. Make sure you go on the edge of the pan so you don't leave anything on the edge. You know, sometimes the flour gets stuck. So you want to go and make sure you grab everything. And voila. So that should cook now for a minute, no more. If you cook it too much, then the fat from the blue cheese is going to come out. This is what we call, like I said earlier, dessécher. Okay, that's gonna be good. Move that this way. Stuck a little bit here. Okay. So now I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that into my rubber coop. Okay, we're now going to add our eggs. So usually the egg is between 4 to 5 eggs. It depends on the consistency. You might need 5, you might not need 5. We're looking for the dough to create what we call the hook. I will show you that again in a moment. So when I get the time, sometimes it's better to break the egg in a separate container, so you make sure you don't put any shell in your dough. After the first egg is incorporated, you add another one. Now if I check that dough, it's very thick, still. You need to be looser than that, but not too loose, because when you pipe it, you don't want it to drip everywhere. See, it's starting to get a little looser here, and I think one more egg and it'll be just perfect. I'm not making the hook here completely. I mean, a hook, it's, you know, like a fish hook. Not sure if fish hook exists. Okay. See, that's making our hook here. This is what we want. Beautiful thing. Hook. And it's all, see, it doesn't just drip all at once. So this is exactly the consistency that we need. I'm going to take my pastry bag. Remember to close the bottom, and I'm going to fill it with the dough. So you see I'm holding the pastry bag here. Let me show you on that one, it'll be easier maybe. I fold it and then I can put my hand and I'm holding it this way, so then I can fill it, and after you fill it, when the dough is in with a spatula, you can squeeze the spatula and just pull and keep everything in without making a mess on the outside of the bag. And also what you can do when you get towards the end is you put it this way, and with your form here, you just put it on it. Little trick. Now here I have a pan with, it's a silicone mat here, but you could use, you know, some regular parchment paper, it works as well also. Now I'm going to bring everything in. And we're going to pipe our gougère. We pipe this way. You just put the tip above, like 1 centimeter above, and you press. And you stop and you cut like that. Don't put them too close to each other, because then, as they bake, they will, like we said, they will kiss, and you don't want that. Not for the gougère. So you press and you cut on the side this way, or you press and you do a little thing like that. Don't try to put it this way. This is not the best. Press, stop, cut. Press, stop, cut. Voilà. Now we take it and get a little bit this way, so those little tips, they disappear. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a tiny little egg wash on those. Little egg wash. It's going to help me also reshape them if they didn't look too good. See? And you do a tiny, tiny little egg wash on it. That's going to help to give it a nice color. So an egg wash is just one egg that I took here that I beaten up this way, and it's ready to go. Those that I made here, those too big. Well, the other one I made them a little smaller. Those were too big. Okay, that look good. In my oven, and they're going to cook, I would think, 15 to 18 minutes. I know when they cook, when I take one, I try it, and it tastes good. Now, while that's cooking, I'm going to do that cream I was just talking to you about. Sauté pan, little sautoir, I mean. A little bit of whipped cream, the cheese, then this on, and we're going to bring that to a boil. I kept a little cream here that's cold. It's going to help me after to cool down everything. Okay. What I want, it doesn't need to come to a boil. I just want it warm so my cheese melts into it. So it's nice and smooth, and it's easier to pipe into the gougère. Okay, so that will do. I'm going to put that here, this way. And now we're going to let that cool down. And when it's cold, I will actually whip it. It's like a whipped cream with some blue cheese into it. So the gougères are ready. Take them out of the oven. I made more because, as you see, there was some left in my bag. Now, you could eat one right away. Look at those beautiful little things here. Isn't that cute? Huh? Love it. So let's check inside here and see how light they are, because that's what's important in a gougère. It shouldn't be doughy at all inside. Look at that. Huh? Woo. It's completely hollow. Well, there's that little piece here. But if not, completely hollow. Let me try one. It's very good. I'm not going to say it's not good, huh? Of course. Here I have my cream that I've beaten up. And I don't want to do it now. I'm going to show you one, but you want to wait till they cool down before you do that. It's better is to fill them up with a little bit of the cream here. You take your choux, use a small knife, a paring knife, and you create a little hole inside here. Oh, this one I broke it. That's why you want to wait till they are cooler. And also the reason is because if I put that, I'm going to pipe the cream in, but since it's warm or hot still, it's just going to melt inside. When they're cold, then the cream's going to stay nicely firm in it. I'll show you a little bit here. Little cut. You take them, and then you just pipe inside your cream. As easy as that. Whoops. And voila, this is how you make your little blue cheese gougère. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I see you next class. Bye bye.